Our coaching interviews continue, and we've got quarterbacks coach Josh McCown. Minicamp's wrapping up. We've got a non-sunny day for you.
Yeah.
A little bit nicer than that Texas heat you're used to. So you've got your first coaching season under your belt. What was it like?
You know, to win 14 games and to be a part of this group and the staff, it was fun. It was special, and just I think more than anything, just thankful to Kevin and Wes and the guys, and then just the quarterback room. You know, getting to work with those guys. You know, through the draft process, getting JJ and then having Sam here, and Nick and Brett, and just it was just a great room. And adding Daniel at the end, it was fun. So great first full season, and look forward to many more.
Yeah, 18 years in the NFL and obviously a successful high school and college career. So you've been around so many different coaching styles. How would you describe how you created your own and who you are as a coach?
Pulling from so many different coaches, playing for so many different teams, I think was exposed to a lot of great coaches and ways to do it, and just things that I was like, you know what, I'm going to shy away from that. And more than anything, I think you have to be true to yourself and to how you're created and how you're wired, and then you have to demand from those guys that they do it the way that your coordinator, in our case your head coach and the play caller, the way they want it done.
Seems like people really want to talk about JJ McCarthy right about now. So I guess how would you describe the way that you have to communicate in that situation to JJ?
Yeah, it's reminding myself always, and the older I get, it's harder to do, but what it feels like to be a young player, in this league, and all the things that he's processing. And, sometimes you take for granted working with different players, you take for granted something that they may know. And so that's an ongoing process. And so he is working tirelessly at it to absorb the information that we're giving him and turn it around in real time at the walkthroughs and on the grass in practice. And he's doing a really good job of that. And it's just maintaining that growth mindset for him every day. We're going to go out and we're going to do some things right, and then we're going to miss on some things, and we got to grow from those things. And so that's the journey of every young player in this league. And I enjoy being a part of that. That was what I enjoyed towards the back end of my career, and now coaching as well.
Right. JJ's in a unique situation. He had to miss his rookie season due to the injury, but was still in the room, still doing everything he needed to be ready for this moment. What was it like watching that, and how confident are you in that development?
I think it's great. Like if you were going to say, hey, you're going to have your first season in the NFL, but you're going to get to sit through a season first, you would say that person would be better off than just coming in cold from college. So there is an advantage to at least sitting and listening to information, but there's no substitute for being out there. And that's the hardest thing, is just some of the throws that, he might have got on scout team and different things. There's no substitute for that. And so you're always, helping him curate those pitches, from different angles and different things that he's got to work on. But at the same time, listening to the information, watching the process of, a couple of veterans in the room, I think is helpful, and has proven that so far this offseason as far as how he's gone about this, and we just got to keep going.
Watching him out there, it's got to be fun. Like, how much fun do you have watching a young guy like that and kind of seeing what happened with you? Like, you saw the maturation, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think that's always the joy of coaching is to take whatever it is that you're meeting about and the coaching points that he's receiving, or even listening. Like if Kevin says something to him or Wes says something to him, and then watching that manifest on the field, and then the enjoyment from the player. I think that's why we're all in this thing. And so you have some of those moments. You want to have more of those moments, and as he grows, we will, and eliminate the other ones. But I think that's my favorite part.
Yeah, I love that you. The analogy was the pitches, making sure he has different pitches in his. I haven't really heard that too often. I mean, is that something that you kind of use as a tool?
Well, I think that's the separator, right? I believe in Major League Baseball, the guys that are starters and elite pitchers are guys that can throw more than one pitch. You have to develop a second or third pitch, and for us, it's kind of the same thing in the sense of he's got a live arm. He can get on the ball and really rip it when he wants to. And it's just developing the other throws that are needed in NFL football, whether it's layering a ball here or there, touching up a go ball, different things like that. When you don't get to practice your rookie year, some of those things you miss out on. But he, like I said, he's working his tail off to make up time, and we're coaching him hard on it. So we'll get him there. He's committed to working on that.